Welcome to another example for Engage New York. In this one, we'll be using equations to create tables. This is a very useful tool when you're not quite sure what's going on. You can also go backwards from this to create equations from tables. Here we're going to show an example of how to create tables using equations. In this example, the ratio of cups of blue paint to cups of red paint is 1 to 2. Which means for every, there's our ratio word, cup of blue paint, there are 2 cups of red paint. We don't use the word 1 here because it's implied. In this case, the equation would be red equals 2 times blue, or R equals 2B, where B represents the amount of blue paint and R represents the amount of red paint. We're going to make a table of the values. When we have an equation with 2 variables in it, we just pick a number for the first variable and then plug it in and find the other variable. So I'm going to put some labels on my table. I'm going to put B here for blue paint and R here for red paint, and I'm going to pick amount of blue paint. I'll start with 1 cup. If I have 1 cup of blue paint, then R is going to equal 2 times B, which is 2 times 1. So 2. If I have 2 cups of blue paint, my R is going to be 2 times B, which is 2 times 2, which is 4. If I have 3 cups of blue paint, my R is going to be 2 times 3, which is 6. And I continue in the same manner with each value of blue paint. And I can do this no matter what number I pick for blue. I could even pick a number like 12. I don't have to go in order, although that helps me see the pattern. I would still do 2 times B equals 2 times 12 in this case, which gives me 24. Here's another example. Mrs. Sipple is a librarian who really enjoys reading. She can read 3/4 of a book in one day. This relationship can be represented by the equation days equals 3/4 times books, which we can write as D equals 3/4 times B, where B represents the number of books and D represents the number of days. If I make a table out of this, I'm going to start with the number of books here, and then I'm going to have the number of days down here. And remember, D equals 3/4 times my number of books. If I pick a number of books, like 1, then this is going to be 3/4 times 1, which is going to be 3/4. Well, that was easy with 1. I might want to pick a number of books that makes it easy to multiply by 3/4. So let's see if I pick 2, how easy that is. 3/4 times 2, well, we've got to make a 2 over 1 to do a whole number as a fraction, because remember, 2 wholes can be written as 2 wholes. Then I multiply straight across, 6, 4, and if I simplify that, that's 1 2/4, which is 1 1/2. So in order to read 2 books, it's going to take her 1 1/2 days. Well, that still gave me an odd fraction. What if I look at the number 4? 3/4 times 4 over 1. Well, this is interesting. I have a 4 on the top and the 4 on the bottom of a multiplication problem. I could do something called cross-canceling and divide the 4 into each of these and get 1. That gives my answer of 3. If I use an 8, in 8 books, it will take her 3/4 times 8 books, I can divide both of these numbers by 4. I get 1 and 2. It will take her 6 days to read 8 books. If I choose my number that I'm going to be multiplying by with care, I can make the problem a lot easier. Do another example. What if I say 9 books? Then I have 3/4 times 9. There's no number that I can divide both 4 and 9 by. There's no common factor of 4 and 9. So I won't be able to simplify that way. I'll end up with 27/4, which is equivalent to 6 3/4, which makes sense because 8 books was 6 days and 1 book was 3/4 of a day. 9 books is 8 books plus 1 book, so the number of days should be 6 days plus 3/4 of a day. Well, there we have it. That's how you use an equation to build a table. Notice in the first equation we had twice as much red paint as we had blue paint, and that's why we multiplied the amount of blue paint by 2. Twice means multiply by 2. In the second equation, the ratio was 3/4 of a day for each book. So we multiplied the number of books by 3/4. You can use values of ratios to create these equations, which is what we'll be learning next. But for now, watch the video again, make sure you've taken notes and done the homework, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.